Yo, what's going on YouTube? Today's my birthday, and to celebrate, I'm creating a video on how to create these awesome Twitch panels that I created on stream the other day in Photoshop. This is going to be a basic Photoshop tutorial on how to create a Twitch panel. So with that being said, guys, let's dive right into this video. In this video, guys, we're going to cover the basics of the tools that we use. We're also going to talk about the sizing of Twitch panels, what you can do with Twitch panels themselves, and then we're going to do a step-by-step on creating this sleek Twitch panel design, taking it from a solid color to a gradient with a metallic look with text and an icon on it. So let's jump right into it. The width of the Twitch panels is 320 pixels wide. You can make them as long as you want. What I suggest doing is making them 320 pixels by 100 pixels. That gets you that nice looking rectangle that you see on most of the big streamers out there. But if you are looking to create something that's more square, obviously you can go for like a 320 by 320 pixel, and then you can put a lot of text in there. I've seen a lot of different variations with panels when it comes to creating a panel that has information. The subscription panel, for one, I've seen some very cool subscription panels where it shows the tier 1, the tier 2, the tier 3 emotes that come with the subscription. So it's one big panel with all the information of the tiers for the subscription on there. So there's a variety of different things that you can do with these Twitch panel. This here is going to be a basic tutorial on how to set up Twitch panel that I created. It's a sleek design. I'm going to include all the essentials that you need for download in my Discord server. That download is going to include a text font, the Platea text font. It is a clean and sleek text font. I highly suggest using it. I use it in every single one of my thumbnails. I use it in every single thing that I create when it comes to branding for me. And then also it's going to include a metallic cobalt texture that we are going to use in this video as well. That's going to bring that shininess to the panels that we create. And the rest you can do in Photoshop or whatever designing program that you use. So let's head over to Photoshop and do it. All right, so this is going to be the finished product of what we're creating. The first thing I'm going to do is go to File, Create New, and I want to set the width to 320 pixels. I want to set the height to 100 pixels and hit Create. All right, so once the file's created, it will come up with this background. It's got the white color on there. The first thing I want to do is unlock this layer so that I can make adjustments to it. I don't need this here, but I can actually use this white color here. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is double click on the layer here. That's going to bring up the layer style so I can edit the layer style here. The first thing I want to add is a gradient. The blue here is going to be a color code of 20A4CD, and the pink is going to be a color code of FC00FF. Once I got those colors in, I can hit OK and hit OK again. I actually want to make sure the opacity is at 100%. Hit OK. All right, so the next thing I do to darken this up a little bit so it has a cool little darkness effect especially when adding the metallic to it, is I go back to the layer style. I'll add another gradient. This gradient is going to be a darker gradient. I'm also going to change the blend mode to darker color. What I'm going to do is select this black one here, and then I'm going to make this adjustment. I want to have this be like a darker gray, and then I'm going to change the opacity to about 50%. You know what? Actually, on that opacity, we can actually change that. Let's make it a little bit brighter. Let's put it at about 70%. I mean, a little darker. 70%. So the next thing we want to set up when looking at this panel here is the outline. This is what they call a stroke. So going back to the file that we have now, I'm going to double click it again. I'm going to toggle the stroke button, and I want to set this to 3 pixels. We want the position on the inside, blend mode normal, and set the color to white. Go ahead and hit OK on that. All right, so we're gonna move on to a new layer. We're gonna add the text and the icon onto this image here. So what we'll do is hit this little button right here that's gonna create a new layer. In the zip file that's in my Discord, I have included this Twitch logo file. You'll need this for this video. By holding down Alt and scrolling up with my scroll wheel on my mouse, I'm able to zoom in. And what I'm gonna do is rotate this image about 20 degrees to the right. 20.1 is perfect. The next thing I'm going to do is going to be a little bit weird, but we're going to go to the layer style. We're going to add again an inside stroke to this. We're going to make it 10 pixels. It looks like it's already set up for me the way that we need it set up, but you want the size to be 10 pixels. You want the position to be on the inside. Make the blend mode lighten instead of normal. Opacity 100%. The big key here is make sure you change the fill type to gradient instead of color. So that then you're going to select this gradient right here. It's going to give you a black to white gradient. And then you're going to double click on this box here and make sure you set that to white, hit OK, and then set the scale to 108% and the angle to -60 degrees, and make sure it is a style that is linear, not radial or angle or anything like that. You want it to be linear. Hit OK, and it should look like this. All right, again, good work practice. Add a new layer here. And the next thing we're going to do is include the subscribe text that you see. So the first thing you need to do is set the text font to Platea or Platea. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Make sure it's on bold. It should only come with bold, but if you have multiple, that's fine. Just make sure it's bold. Set the text font size to 36 point, smooth and center. Go ahead and click down here. What we're going to write out is subscribe, obviously. And funny enough, we're actually going to duplicate this. So if you go over here on the text file in the layers, right click it, hit duplicate layer. You want it to say subscribe copy or whatever you want it to say. Hit OK. We actually need 2 of them to create that nice fade effect. All right, so on this first text layer here, we're going to double click it. We're going to add that same stroke to it, except for we're going to change a few things here. We're going to make sure the scale is at 150%. We're also going to change the size up to 30 when we want to make sure that it fills the entire text on the inside there. And go ahead and hit OK. Now on the second text layer, we're going to do the same exact thing. Make sure we add a stroke. Make sure the scale is 150%. Make sure the size is right. It's on the inside. The only difference is we're going to take this and we're going to reverse it. You see this toggle box here. It's going to reverse the angle of the gradient. Makes it a lot easier. Then we're going to change the opacity. We're going to move this all the way down to 12%. Actually, a 15% looks pretty good. Let's do 20. That looks pretty good. Hit OK. So what you notice here is that little bit of a crease. The way we're going to take this out is by adjusting the gradient, the way the gradient works. So double click on this first layer, go back to the gradient, double click on this gradient here, or just click on it, sorry. If you click on this box, it's going to come up with this dot here. This is going to adjust how far this gradient operates, the location of it, right? We're going to drag it right around this area here. Go ahead and hit OK, and it just creates more of a fade here, so there's not that black line that you saw previously. So go ahead and hit OK. That looks much, much better. Something I'm noticing now that I'm looking at this, it would be nice if we go ahead and take off everything from this Twitch logo that the text is covering. So what we're going to do is grab this eraser tool here, go to the Twitch logo file, right click it, make sure you rasterize the layer, and then what we're going to do is change the size of the eraser up here on the left. We're going to probably put it at about 5 or 4 pixels will work fine. And then on the inside of these texts, what we're going to do is erase out everything that's getting hit by these letters here. This way, it doesn't really confuse the eye and everything still pops really nicely. Zoom out here. Yes, that looks much better. We're going to change the mode to block so we can get these corners here. That looks very good. All right, and we've almost finished this entire thing. The last thing we need to grab is that metallic texture that's in the zip file that I gave you guys. What we'll do is just drag that metallic cobalt over here. You're going to size it up quite a bit here, which is totally fine. Photoshop's actually quite great at working out these types of details. And I actually want to have it right about here in the center. Go ahead and hit the move tool so that it places in there. And then the next thing we're going to do is double click on this layer. We're going to go to blend mode under blending options, click overlay. We'll change the opacity, probably keep it around 80%, give it that nice metallic look. And we want to bring this down just above the first layer that has the gradient, so that we're not putting this metallic look on the text itself. So the text really separates from the background and has this nice, delicious look to it. Essentially, we will do this for every single panel for Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and all that stuff. The same exact concept with the logos and everything, and with the Twitch panels on your Twitch page, having them all next to each other, organized the way you like to. It looks really good. Something else that's cool that you can do to this, in order to create a different color gradient, all you'll need to do is click the image tab, go to adjustments, go to Hue/Saturation, and on this hue panel, what you can do is adjust the actual colors of the gradient or the entire image itself, so you can match your stream or your colors or your logo design or your branding with a hue shift. And last but not least, once you have the file created, all you need to go is over to files, hit the go to export and export as, choose the file location and export the file. Then you can upload it to Twitch. If you're new here, you probably don't know this, but I like to create stuff and give it away for free for you guys to use. So these Twitch panels are available for download in my Discord server. All you got to do is navigate your way to the download section in the Discord and download the zip file containing all the panels. I've included 3 different color schemes for you guys to use, so you can match them to the current stream design that you have. If you guys need audio and video related help, that's something that we offer for free in my Discord server. We got some smart freaking dudes in there. We're willing to help you try and set up your EQ. We're willing to help you try and set up different configurations for your webcam so that we can get you looking really good. Last but not least, guys, if you like content or if you just like free stuff related to Twitch and design, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to know when I release my videos. That's going to be it for this video, guys. I want to thank you so much for watching. Thanks for watching my birthday video, and I'll catch you next time.